So I took the club
Say that
and
to when we're not filming.
we took the house band who drew the numbers, which was a penalty. Third Wire, it was Third Wire. It was
Yeah,
Power
Third Wire.
Theory and Betray Us. And you said from that show you got more people on
Sign
your
up for the
list.
mailing list just from
Just
from
so-
your
Right, for the people there.
Let's see our crowd.
Yeah.
What, that was our hometown, so
Right.
we usually do
Which is
Yeah,
greatly
what's
appreciated
the
because it's like,
It was $5.
But it helps everybody.
Yeah.
What's
You
the
know, and
pre-sale?
that's how we got to do
No
it.
no
pre-sale.
pre-sale.
but if I might add one
$5
thing,
cover, no pre-sale, good band, people show up.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
take the other. Now take the opposite side of the opposite side of the same coin. $10 to $12 pre-sale. What kind of numbers do you get?
What
Not a lot. I'm
None.
telling
Even
you
if
straight.
you sell tickets doesn't mean you're
I
putting a
had
body in the door for your ticket.
One lineup that we used to be called Exit, and then transitioned to Infernal Opera. We had at one time 3 band members who lived in the same town in the Lehigh Valley. We played in that town. Combined, those 3 people drew, 3 band members drew 5.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. That's
5. Now, and it's look. I'm not shooting on my ex bandmates. What I'm saying
Wow.
is, people don't want to buy tickets.
Right.
And I'll tell you straight up.
Especially
I've
when
sold-
they can go down the street to another bar and watch somebody else for $5
Right.
or nothing.
And
Right,
the
right.
bands that I normally represent, we don't even do ticket sale shows. I mean, we try not to. The whole
once your
ticket
numbers
sale
are there, you don't
thing
have to do
makes you
ticket
sales.
feel like.
That's it.
but there
makes
is
you
an
feel like
option.
Yeah.
you're-
The numbers
you're-
are
I've
Yeah.
bought
That
2
works.
tickets in
It
my
really
life
is.
to a show. I bought 2
And
tickets.
he and I
ever.
have talked about this and have been involved in a show that had happened where the promoter, we had to sell, I don't know, 10 or 15 tickets pre-sale at $10, but we got 85% of our money back
There's the key.
right off the bat. So the other
a good
10 or
promoter.
15% that he capped, I'm sorry, the 20 or whatever it was, basically was covering his expenses to whatever he had to do to get in the venue. So, you know, it worked pretty well. And out of those 10 tickets, I passed them out to people I knew. This was actually in Atlantic City. And I knew 10 or 12 guys that actually came because they said, hey, I got tickets, come see us. And they were like, they were going nuts up in front of the stage, so it helped us bring everybody else in. And we walked out of there, with most of the money back in our pocket, plus we made more at the door.
Sales
Right.
can be. We've done shows at some ticket sale venues, and where you sit there and.
Don't you get a dollar
Trot's
back?
one of them. $15 a ticket, of which you actually see. Supposedly you see 3, but $1 goes back into the truck. You actually end up getting 2, so you sell 150 tickets. So when you do the math of that, 150 tickets.
That's really
Yeah,
big
right,
money.
that's-
$2,500 or so.
But I mean, on a smaller scale with,
$2,500 at the end of the night, you're gonna hand me $100.
Right.
I'm handing you $2,500.
Something's wrong with this picture, you know?
I'll stay in my fucking basement.
I hear you. I don't get out of bed during the day to swing my hammer.
The
It's like,
upside of that is,
It's the
when you
truth,
do
though.
just ticket sales, you do it for a national, that actually builds your bios and your stats, which gets you into a bigger, better venue where you don't sell
Yeah, but
tickets.
hasn't been part of this.
No.
That's how it
They
should
want
work.
my
I
band to open up for, when we did Combi Craze. My band pulled
more than
250
happy to.
ticket sales, and the national pulls maybe 40 people in the door. So to cover their
Did they do any kickbacks on?
to cover
No.
their guarantee
Right,
on the
that's
bands.
exactly what it is.
The bands freaking bust their asses.
The bottom line is
you
this.
you
I
with your ticket sale fiasco where you sell 50 tickets on a Tuesday night show. You get $1 per $15 ticket. You got to play 3 songs. I mean,
I know we're doing a show. It's
People are going to come to
$5.
see you for a half an hour, and they're going to
Our
pay
last Trot
$15
show
for
was-
half an
I
hour,
forget
and
who
you're
was
going
in
to
the
get
book. That
$2
was a
for
guy
every
out,
ticket. That
a
don't
guy
make
named
sense.
Rich from out in the Harrisburg area. And the national that we were opening for was Suicide City. We ultimately, it was $10 a ticket. We sold all 50 tickets, as did the other 3 locals. So you had 3 local acts there, sold 50 tickets apiece. It's $1,500.
How long did you set? Was your set?
Probably about 40, 45 minutes.
That's a good set time.
Not a bad set time, but
That's
we
not
also got
bad.
$1 per ticket. So all that for $50.
Yeah.
You know,
I know my guys is like
You gotta
I said,
drive.
I sold
Monday to
100
Friday,
guys
so I don't do that
I
at
just fight
$50.
just
just
20
to cover
minutes
the
instead of
national
15.
show. I mean,
yeah,
is
but
it
to me,
worth
the national. Now, the national act that played that that's a night joke. sold about 12 tickets. That They're whole- the national.
I know, it's frustrating.
It's like, come on.
Now,
the reason we have to sell
50
tickets
pre-sale or through the door? Or
no,
total?
for a national Pre-sales. show is because the national act don't have the ass to put people in there by themselves. So how are they going to?
And the super guarantee
That's why
that
I
hasn't been paid out.
Right, so
Right,
it's
they're
like,
guaranteed their
they,
money.
the,
Yeah.
the booker or the venue pays, $7,500 for this package. Where's that money coming from? It's not coming from the national act XYZ is coming to play at our venue. because people are going, oh, that's nice, and 11 people will show up. So what you got to do is you got to front load it with locals who then do all the footwork to pay for the national that no one's fucking coming to see anyway.
And do all the promoting.
And they live like 5
So
or 7 on it.
So I'll tell you what, why don't you do it this way? Put the national act on
Crazy.
second or third.
Yeah. Yeah.
I agree.
Let the people
We
who sell
worked,
the
we
damn
worked our
tickets-
ass off to get into a better Philly club lately.
Yeah, it's
And we're in, and we have to go Tuesday night, go on at like 10 o'clock, and have so many people there to get a Friday night gig, which is when they do it. So we had 35 people come, and she was really impressed and all that. And I'm like, wow, she handed me money. I'm not used to that. It wasn't a lot of money, but
Still, that's
And
a
that
good
was
deal.
what-
And
so
now
the
it's
Friday, here's the deal, the
Yeah.
Friday night that we're supposed to play there, it's like we're on, we're off, we're on, we're off. Okay, a spot opened up, I can get you on there. So we got on after midnight, right?
Oh, gee.
No big deal, I'll play whenever. And, oh, by the way, you gotta sell 10 tickets at $10
Oh,
a
they
piece.
pulled that shit on you there now.
I'm like, all right.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Not a problem, but, oh, and by the way, we're
Which
taking a
is
break
nice,
from
though.
original music for a while. So, this is
some
our last
covers.
show for a while, so let's get it packed in here and all that. And it's not the booking agent per se, it's the club.
It's
That's what
the
it
venue.
is. And it's a great place to
Like
play. It's got a great
It's
sound
great,
system.
great sound.
What
great
place is
stage,
it?
The Whiskey Tango.
Oh, Whiskey Tango.
And
Okay.
it's
Are Sinner Saints playing with you?
Oh yeah, I'll be at
No.
that show.
No.
See, they're the house band there. We play there on a Saturday night.
It's
They-
Sinner
some other
Saints.
bands I've seen Michael play with at some of your shows are there, and it doesn't matter. Like
Well, they
we'll
pull
play
there.
wherever, whenever. It doesn't matter. But I'm just saying it's. Oh, by the way, you got to sell tickets, and
Yeah.
all right.
Last
Well, when are you
minute.
going to
Oh, yeah.
give me them? Because the gig's next Friday. I don't have them in my hand yet. Wait, can you come play? And then it was. Can you bring your drum kit and put it there before the first act at 5:45?
So that they can
and
use
then
it?
we're going on after midnight,
This is
and
a
I'm
bad
like,
time
well,
for you.
I ain't the drummer, but you can ask him personally. And I'm like, they don't have a house kit, so it's like. He's like, absolutely not. He's like, I'm not being a dick, but he's like, that's a vintage kit, 85 times. Kelly had a lot of money into it, and I don't want
Period.
anybody
No.
beating the shit out of it.
If you're doing a big national show like that, does that also mean that in that area you probably shouldn't be booking anything else within a few months before or
Right,
after?
'cause people
Pretty
aren't
much
gonna come to see you.
paralyzed-
To
To do that, you're pretty much paralyzed for that, which is
Yes,
Right,
The
but that's
same
20
venue-
minute
the
from
same
my
venue
house.
just
Here's
had
the
a
rub.
huge
And then,
battle of the
half
bands.
the people I know are always breaking my balls.
They
Like,
just had a huge
well, when are you
battle
going
of
to
the
play
bands
close? Well,
that
here we
same-
are.
same venue.
You know?
Battle of the
Right.
bands, whoever
Right.
wins gets to open up for the national. Then the national show comes along. Oh, by the way, since you've already won the battle of the bands, so we want you to sell another 20-some tickets on top of that. And the national act that was playing there, the Misfits, by the way, had just played a week before that at a
At Silo.
venue within
Like
with the Silo.
a mile and a
they were
half away,
playing
yeah.
a week later, or 3 days
Which
later in
area?
Philadelphia. So we're talking about the same national act is playing 3 times within the 2-week
Yeah.
period in the same locality.
Right.
And
Right.
and
If
then
the
and then they're going to
national
take
is playing-
33% of your merch sales on top
And
of
we
it.
had a contract that was the only North American date when I booked that, and that was the selling point
They
to
wanted
have the draw.
They wanted Suicide Puppets to pay $250 just to open up.
Yeah.
So you're paying to play.
Now I had
up front
I
for
made
that
him
show.
a feature act.
Mike.
Yeah, I was
They
asking
got-
to do a
right,
buy-in.
yeah.
And I said no. And then 2 days before the show, they called me up and said, hey, you want to do it? We got the spot. I was like, no. It's cool. I can absolutely relate with what you're talking about, where you want the national to have a dedicated window. 50 or 100 mile radius.
Feature is always the
Right.
way to go because then you can.
However,
get numbers.
you don't want to. We don't want to put the same, shall I say, chains on the local bands, because here's the thing. Adrian and I have talked about it. Bob and I have talked about it. It does make sense to make sure that the local bands do not essentially overplay in certain areas. However, if I'm only getting $2 for a pre-sale, I don't give a shit who the national act is.
What's the
I
problem?
don't give a shit.
Why should you?
And I
But
don't give a
you
shit
should-
if the
but
book
you should buy it, it
and
helps you
I
get
don't
built
give a
your
shit that the
stats.
venue or the booker says to me,
It does.
you
Yeah.
can't. We don't want you to
Right, it's
play because we need to draw here. You're giving me $2 a ticket.
Yeah. Yeah. it
I'm
is.
going
It's
to play
a
as
numbers
many
game.
shows as I
Stop
can
working.
so that I can. First of all, because I want to fucking play,
Right.
and number two, because it's not helping my freaking numbers to play with the national act because no one's coming to see him anyway except the people I sell tickets to. And number three, if I'm only getting $2 a ticket, I'm going to play as many shows as I can
To make a little bit
to
of money.
get as many $2.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, I'll play as many fucking shows as I want. and if you don't like it, then get somebody else. And here's the thing.
Whoop to that.
It is no problem because if I don't sell the tickets, the booker's gonna find somebody who will.
Oh yeah.
So it's
Oh,
not
yeah,
like,
yeah.
and then now there's the conundrum. It's like, we know what the issue is, but a lot, and I wrote about this on my article on Adrian's page, Hellraiser Music Group, which is basically saying we know what the issue is, but the approach we have to solving the issue is not going to solve the issue.
No.
I can't say I'm not selling tickets, Bob, because Bob's going to turn to Mike, and Mike's going to go, I'll sell the fucking tickets.
Done.
And
It's-
Michael
it's-
say, you know,
it's-
screw you.
it's,
I'm with, and Michael say, I'm with Michael. Screw you, Bob. And what's Bob gonna do? He's gonna turn to Adrian and say, Adrian, and Adrian's gonna go, I'll sell the tickets.
Right,
And if
so it doesn't
Adrian tells him to
matter.
go
Necessary
fuck,
evil.
he'll go
Bob's
right
gonna
down
wind
the
up paying
line
for the
and
fucking
tell
tickets himself
somebody-
like he always
Says,
does.
okay, I got it.
People.
Somebody's gonna sell the
Find
tickets.
Where it goes.
The bands that are selling the tickets are the ones working hardest. They're the ones out there selling tickets. So you start running into a problem where the band says, all right, we'll take the gig, we'll sell the tickets. We'll take the gig, we'll sell the tickets. They get tired, but you
They
know,
hustle.
they
hungry.
hustle.
Right, you
but
got it.
also
They're
They don't get
it gets to the
paid.
point where you get a little worn out. I mean,
Absolutely.
But then after they do that for maybe even a year or do some buy-ons, then they're ready to do their own tour because their Reverb numbers are great, their Polestar numbers are great. Venues will then book
is
them.
that really?
Let me tell you
Almost
something.
definitely.
I'll be,
Why don't you talk a minute about Polestar?
Most of the booking agents
Polestar
I
and
talk to
Reverb
here
is the
don't look at
most
that at all.
important thing a band can have.
What's
When,
that?
when you don't utilize that, that really, really hurts your
Pol-
stats.
she's talking about Polestar. Is that
Polestar
basically
and
Polestar?
Reverb Nation.
Reverb Nation is we have
Reverb Nation is
You'd be
much, much better.
You'd be
Reverb
surprised
Nation is
how many
connected to
people are not
Facebook,
familiar
so
with
okay.
Polestar.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. You want to expand on
Polestar,
Polestar?
okay, is what the booking agents are of good venues or national venues, your higher level venues
One and two.
will
One,
use.
tier one and
It
two.
is a stock market game. When you play, let's say a room that's 150 capacity, and you fill it, say 3/4 or a half, that makes your stats look good. But say you're in a venue that's like 1,500, and you have those numbers, so it pulls your stats down.
And you have 200.
You report right. So when you play those with shows with nationals like Misfits or whatever, get to get featured with them. If your name is on the marquee, if your name is on the ticket, you're entitled to the Polestar numbers.
And that's Polestar.com. So anytime
Yes.
there's a national show, let's say you played a show with Lizzie Borden or something, you go to
Yes.
Polestar.com. It reports how many people showed up for the gig. It reports how many people showed up
Right.
for each band.
So
and
when you
what the
go
cap-
outside
and
your
what the
job,
numbers
outside
are.
your area,
So
the
if
venue
you,
looks
if
and
you
says,
went
"Wow,
on about that
they got
kitty
pull,
show
they
you
got
guys
draw."
played, you would be mentioned
book
on
you.
your Polestar.com.
You see a lot of bands coming from outside your area. With
Almost
good
all
venues that
my
actually pull.
bands sell like over 100 tickets.
Those
All my
websites.
the ones I deal with, and all of
I
them.
mean, the
tour.
outside ones. I'm like your Harrisburg area.
Yeah.
So you book a band from, say, South Jersey somewhere, band like us or something like that.
Sure.
And we'll sell you 100 tickets here in a week. Yeah, it's not a big deal. But I go out to Harrisburg. Who am I selling 100 tickets to?
No, you stay in your area. You wait till your national comes through. That's why I said about oversaturation. Sometimes you want to be very choosy in your area because then when the bigger bands come through that really can raise your stats,
Well,
you already just sold
that's the
like
one thing
50
with those
tickets 3
websites
weeks before that.
Right, you've already
So
burned
then
the
you're
crowds out.
Right.
Yeah.
is like ReverbNation.com and Polestar. I've been on them both, and the venue doesn't report any numbers.
You
put
have
the
to
numbers
report
in
the.
yourself.
You actually
Exactly.
report
So
them.
there's
I
bands-
report
there's
Oh,
them.
the
bands
venues
out
are
there
not
that
putting their
reporting
numbers in.
Insane
Yes.
numbers, and their stats are going through the roof. And in all reality, they
Yeah.
didn't have
It
200
sucks.
people.
It's like getting
You
multiple
can
MySpace
report your
plays by
stats, they will
yourself.
put them up.
Right.
Yeah, it's like pushing that play button over and over again.
All they do is
Oh,
say.
that's bullshit.
This is the problem with those
Yeah, you
websites.
wanna get-
They all go